Hi, Simon here. I'm at Edale Youth Hostel, except that Edale Youth Hostel is not in Edale, it's in Netherboothe, which is about 40 minutes from Edale and 40 minutes away from the Pennine Way. But that kind of works because that means that when I get up in the morning, I'm going to be getting up and going down to Edale to meet the Pennine Way and to meet the Baton of Hope. I'm looking forward to meeting Chris McCarthy, who's bringing the Baton of Hope with him. It's just hope it isn't raining so we can get some cracking shots, a little bit of video. I want to hold the baton aloft because it's here and it's a good way to start. So that's going to be pretty awesome. But you leave Sheffield and all of a sudden you're in hills and dales and it's just spectacular. There's cattle in the fields, there's sheep in the fields, there's lots of rooks flying around. All the buildings are made out of local stone, York stone maybe. But they've all got a kind of different feel. There's a lot of rowan trees, like rowan trees. So we're in a different world, but it's exciting and it's vibrant and I can't wait to get started properly tomorrow. So speak to you again tomorrow. Bye.
Mr. Whiskers had a dream about you last night.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how great I am. I'm gonna show you.
Hi, Simon here, checking in at the end of day one. It's been amazing, breathtaking, spectacular. The sun's been shining, the scenery has been superb. I've met some amazing people as well. I met one gentleman who lost his father to suicide last year. His father had spent a lifetime with alcohol and drug abuse. And when he lost his father, he thought, "Do you know what, I need to get my life together. I cannot go this way." And he's taken up wild camping and he's taken up walking and he's taken up spending time in the countryside. He's worked out already that this outdoors is the best value resource for positive mental health, mind health. And that's fantastic. He's going to make a donation. Met 2 or 3 other people today who said they will, and I know that several people have. So we're day one and we're making an amazing difference already. So pleased, so grateful. Hi, Simon here, checking in again, the end of day 2. Been one of the hardest days walking I think I've ever had in my entire life. Probably because it hasn't been walking, it's been scrabbling over rocks and up and down and making sure I don't turn my ankles. It's been really tough, to be fair. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but I've walked the 10 miles I need to be walking. I've just had the first ever total head to toe strip wash with baby wipes in 50 plus years, and I feel so much better for that, oh my God. But this morning it was like walking through the dead marshes in Lord of the Rings. Lunchtime I like walking along the promontory in The Last of the Mohicans, and you know what, I'm just going to play this out in movies I think. Been tough, but we're here, we're doing it, and we're talking to lots of people, but one of the most important things, keep giving us those messages of enthusiasm and hope and on social media because they mean so much. Okay, that's cool. So Simon checking in, and catch you soon. Bye. Hi, Simon here, day 3. My God, we smashed it today. Had a really good night's kip, sorted my head out because it was shit yesterday. And after the initial scrambling, and I tell you, some of this has been real scrambling and a bit precarious on occasions too. It's kind of smoothed out and I've got my head in the right place and I've really got into the groove, and the paths have been a bit simpler. I've done 14 miles today. Absolutely smashed it. I am so chuffed. I mean, it's been raining most of the day, so what else do you do when it's raining except smash it out? Because you can't see anything and the paths ain't too bad. but I'm up for it today. I remember why I'm doing it, and you know, I just smashed it out. So I'm really chuffed. So keep those voices of encouragement, messages of encouragement. I'm absolutely loving them. Share it out, and let's see who we can get to put them pennies behind this, because this needs to be awesome. This is awesome. All right, Simon out.
I got this sweet job coming up.
How about this? Good morning. This is Tuesday's video. I forgot to shoot it last night. By the time I got up over the hills of Mythol, I was done. Knew I was going to be done looking at the other side as I walked into Mythol. Pretty little village, by the way. Anyway, got up to the top and I was absolutely finished. And I was hoping that I'd be able to camp at this campsite. Couldn't get any answer out of the lady. When I got here, there was no one around, so I went banging on doors. And the lady's sister said, nah, she's fine, she's not around at the moment. Got there and just picked, she'll be fine, have a shower. Oh, the relief is immense, because I didn't think I would have the energy to be able to go anywhere else. Then she rocked up with some jam roly-poly, which was warm. Then she rolled up with some milk and some scrambled eggs and said, if you like some eggs, we'd like to make some scrambled eggs. Result. And then when the lady did finally come up and find me, when she realised what I was doing, the tenner that she'd just taken for the pitch, she gave it straight back. That was the result. I felt, by the time I had a shower, I was absolutely amazed yesterday. So, yeah, it is tough, but there's some lovely people out there. Hi, Simon here, checking in. I'm at Pondham Mill, found another campsite. I had a lovely shower, and there's a pub just up the road, so for once I'm going to have a beer and I'm going to have a pub meal, and I'm looking forward to it with a passion. Passed through Top Withens today, which apparently is where Emily Bronte, I think it was Emily Bronte, wrote Heathcliff, Wuthering Heights. Did have a look around though, Kate Bush didn't seem to be anywhere. But it was kind of cool, but it was also full of midges. Slightly shorter day today, but yeah, met up with some people. We've done some leapfrogging with them, and that's been really cool. It's been nice to actually engage with people on the walk. Don't get too much of that. There were buzzards out this morning. That was fantastic. And you know what? They turned up, made a right old racket, and I realised we've gone the wrong way. Always trust a buzzard to give you the right directions. I've got a blog about that, by the way. Anyway, yeah, checking in, feeling good, on smashing the average so far. To justify the slightly early finish, and check in tomorrow. Hope all's cool. Bye. Hiya, Simon here. Back in the same spot I filmed yesterday evening. But I went up and had that pub meal and a pint of beer, and I met up with the people I've been leapfrogging all day yesterday. And we had a really enjoyable evening, fantastic conversation. But what was absolutely blew me away was that when I went to pay for my meal and my beer, one of the gentlemen said, no, don't need to worry about that. He said, I've sorted it. Whoa. I was absolutely, I mean, jaw hit the floor. I gave the bloke, I even, because these things don't happen, said, is that true? And she said, yeah, he's paid for you. He said, well, he said, I've met you. I know what you're doing. What you're doing is fantastic. And I'm going to give you a donation as well, but right now I wanted to do that for you. The kindness of people sometimes is phenomenal. It's 6:30 in the morning at the moment, and it's tipping down with rain. So a bit of determination, but I was so made up yesterday, so made up. Amazing. Anyway, progress reports coming in. Simon checking out. Oh, Simon here. Possibly the longest day's walking I've ever done, even without a pack. But I'm here, and I've done 16.5 miles. The bloke in the local hostel said, no, I can't put you up. That changed things. And I lost my dad's pole. I didn't lose it. The minute I realised I hadn't got it, I knew exactly where it was. And that's probably added a mile or two onto the day. But you know what? I'm a quarter of the way through the walk. And I'm a quarter of the way through the walk in 6 days and not 7. I'll take that. I'll take that every day of the week. Oh, absolutely knackered. One of the things that's been most predominant is always location stops. You notice, a bit like on the North Downs Way, the thing you noticed all the time was motorways. Anyway, have a look at this scenery because I think this is what we might call England. We're in the Dales, the rolling hills. I'm just south of Gargrove. And the sun is out and it's magnificent, absolutely magnificent, good for the soul. I tell you, starting to get into this, and on a sunny day there's not much that's better. So there's Simon on the Pennine Way, 70 plus miles now, very chuffed about that. Hi, Simon here, checking in on Friday night. The boys are here and they're all camped over there. We're finding nice flat spots, but here's the view, okay? I don't think that's too unacceptable. Stream in the valley below, trees, hills off to the right, but the lads are here, got some company, got a cracking place to camp. What else could you possibly wish for? So I think we're off to Malham Cove and Pennine Way tomorrow, so I'll give you a shout and we'll go from there.
We're on their land.
Right, Simon here, Saturday morning. The weather is once again absolutely beautiful, and so is the scenery. Look at this. Dale's just putting a plaster on himself. There's his best view. But to wake up to this, it's just wonderful. Just coming into Malham Cove. Boys giving us the usual view, all the rest have just turned round. Rather spectacular, especially with the sun on it. about 9 miles today. I'm going to get a better shot behind me. I've now walked further the entire distance of the West Highland Way, and I'm almost a third of the way through the Pennine Way. And it's the 7th, I think, of September. The third of the time is on Tuesday. Okay, the lads are dragging me on. But I tell you, I'm not stopping as much, so I must be getting a bit fitter or I'm losing a bit of weight. No face this time. The sun's come out of the valley, down from Fountains. My God, it's gorgeous.
Salmon.
I'm at the top, Pennine Way, I've gone half 5 or 7 today. And to be fair, without the lads, Troy, Lloyd, Ross, Dale, Ross and Dale especially, I don't think I'd got up it. So I'm eternally grateful that they're up here and they help me. Whoa.
Only 20 more minutes.
Hiya, it's Sunday. I'm in a bunkhouse in Horton. The boys are gone and I'm incredibly emotional at the moment. In fact, I'm struggling not to just cry. Maybe I should. Miss my wife, miss the boys. I have to appreciate the timing, you know. I mean, if they hadn't come when they did, I don't think I'd have got over Penny again. And that could have been the end. But they did come. So I have to look at that positive. And I'm ahead. So I can take some time out. I need to have a day out of my boots. You know, but I'm over a third of the way through. That's amazing. Sold some books this morning. That's amazing. I talked to people in the pub yesterday evening. They gave me money. That's amazing. But you know what? For somebody who spends and is really happy in their own company, right now I'm lonely. This is hard. This is tough. You know, after yesterday's physically demanding day, today's mentally, emotionally demanding, and I'm struggling. But at least I've got a soft bed and I'm warm. Thank you so much to all those who've donated, who've sent messages, who've been supportive, who've donated. If you can donate, that would be fantastic, because right now this is tough. So yeah, Simon here, just trying to keep it real, I guess. Talk soon. Bye. Good morning. Monday the 9th of September, day 10 for me. For those of you who've been watching the last couple of days, you know that they've been incredibly tough. Physically on Saturday, going up Pennine, and I couldn't have done it without the help of other people. And then yesterday, mentally and emotionally, were really, really challenging. I mean, really challenging. But I'm starting to remember or realise you've got to do the whole of the journey to get the benefit. And you also have to realise the weight of the fears that you're carrying, because they are massive. So my pack is a lot lighter this morning. My head is a lot lighter this morning. I've got 19 days to go, and this is a real voyage of discovery. So, for those of you who've been giving me messages and offering support, Thank you so much. It means massive, massive amounts. And for those who can donate, please do, because everything helps so many people. So that's Simon in Horton on the Pennine Way, checking out for today. Thank you. Good morning, Simon here. Day 10, Pennine Way, 9th of September. Look at this. Just the sheer volume of water, volume of sound. I've been able to hear this for ages, and now I see it, it's just absolutely superb. Get a load of that. Absolutely spectacular. Whatever else this journey is, I'm seeing some amazing places. That's Simon from the Pennine Way Challenge. No, I'm going to get told off because I'm checking in and I'm crashed out in my tent and I'm knackered. I've been on the phone all day today to the BBC, Emerson, and it's actually been really cool, but when you're on the phone then you're trying to hide, it's exhausting. I had a day at the booths yesterday and that was fantastic, and I went through all my kit and I got rid of a lot of stuff I just don't need, and the pack was lighter, so that was really cool, and energy levels were up, so that was being fantastic as well. Just had to send off a lot of videos and bits and pieces for the TV people, and I'm in the Dover Express, and that's kind of really cool, and it's the 9th of September today. So that means I've only got 20 days till I can see my wife again. So yeah, it's been a good day, it's been a hard day, and tomorrow's going to be tricky. And I've done 100 miles today, I covered 100 miles today, so that's really cool as well. So yeah, but kind of peachy, but absolutely wiped out. Got a phone call coming in a minute, then I'm going to have dinner, might have a shower, and I'm going to climb into bed and go to sleep, I think. Bye! Okay, so I'm going to pump. We're in somewhere that I can get out of the elements and catch up with my writing. Today's been tough. I keep saying today's been tough. They're all tough in different ways. Today's been tough because it's been uphill. Like the shutter fell. The wind has been blowing relentlessly from the side. I do not know how I stayed up on my feet. I was working at serious pace to get to Kells in time for an interview with the BBC. Didn't even stop to hydrate. Did chuck an energy thing down there that one of my son's friends. Wait till the job done, but there's another 3 miles. And when I finally got to Kells, the BBC said, no, we're not doing the interview today, we'd like to do it Friday. But the bloke we'd arranged to do it with did give me one of the best bacon sandwiches I have ever had. And 2 cups of tea, and he refused to be paid for it. So that's absolutely amazing. I'm going to have an easy day tomorrow, I think, weather depending. Because I'm knackered, absolutely knackered. I've never walked so far continuously in my life, ever. Anyway, we're doing well. car. Hi, Simon here. Day 12, September the 11th. Been a slog. I've had 4 seasons in one day. Been hailed on, rained on, blown at and sun dried. I've been up to my knees in a bog, got a bit lost. Had the coldest night I know about last night. Woke up seriously missing Gillian this morning. That's the toughest thing. That's really the toughest thing, missing those people that I care about. But I've been getting a lot of messages from, so obviously Gillian and my son, and 1 or 2 others, and it's been fantastic to have Ross on it. It's been really cool. But yeah, found the campsite. Just about to have a shower. Need one. It's tough. But we're getting there. Everybody I talk to has got a story of suicide. Everybody. It's unreal. Generosity, another campsite where I haven't had to pay. But that makes the whole journey real. You know, we're making a difference. We're talking to people. We're getting those messages across, and it's coming across. So. Hi, Simon here. I'm on the way outdoors into Middleton, and I hadn't thought about this as pushing me out of my comfort zone, but it absolutely is. But if you look, there's some absolutely amazing countryside out here. This is all bracken and grass, moorland. I'm in County Durham. But I have to admit, the mornings are tough. You know, those are the moments where I just want to be with my wife, Gillian. I really do. Especially with last night, it was freezing. I think I wore all my clothes and got in my sleeping bag and just about stayed warm. But to see some sunshine this morning was incredible. I'm going to walk past the halfway stage today. Halfway on maps, halfway on the walk. And I'm ahead of schedule, so I'm going to have to slow down a little bit. But just wanted to check in and... Oh, can you hear the birds? Some pipits, I think. Hi, Simon checking in. It's about 12:30 on Thursday, the 12th of September. According to the numbers on my phone, I'm pretty much halfway through the Pennine Way. Every step I take now is closer to my wife than the ones I'm taking. Have a look at the scenery at this moment. Not a fantastic place to celebrate halfway, to think about those suffering with mental health and not making the best choices, those who are contemplating completion of suicide, all those people that we can help, all those lives that we can change. This is an amazing place to celebrate halfway through this challenge. Yeah, Simon here, a little bit chuffed. Still missing my wife, but a little bit chuffed. Simon here, Friday the 13th. You know it's Friday the 13th. You can probably just about see behind me on the tent, there's frost. So it's been cold overnight. Not only that, look. This is my sleeping bag, and that is a broken zip. So all these things are sent to try us, and we're going to work out. We've got a couple of ideas. We'll let you know what they are. But I'm hoping that we'll have another sleeping bag by the end of the day. Thank heavens I'm actually technically on a day off today, so I'm going to be in a sleeping bag in a hotel later, so I can have my BBC interview. But yeah, these things are sent to try us. So there's a rucksack and a sleeping bag so far that have died on this challenge. So Simon here, I'm in Middleton. I'm in the Forester's Arms. Just had my interview with the BBC, which should be on this evening. One of the things that we talked about is the fact that we are communal animals and we need to ask for help. It's very easy to stew and stay on our own, especially when we hurt. Well, because my sleeping bag decided not to be a sleeping bag this morning, we put out lots of posts and I've asked lots of people for help. And there's some people I do not know who have bought a sleeping bag for me today. They're going to catch up with me tomorrow when I'm back walking on the path tomorrow and deliver that sleeping bag, which has been absolutely phenomenal. You know, you've got to ask if you need help, and if you need mental assistance, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling depressed, you need to ask for help. Do not sit and wallow. Get up, do something, act.
Us now all the way from County Durham. Hello Simon, so you're just halfway through your challenge. Congratulations. How are you feeling?
I'm actually starting to feel physically better. My feet are starting to toughen up. My back aches a little bit less. I've managed to take weight out of my pack, so physically we're moving forwards.
It must be quite a challenge though. I mean, it's not just like going for a little pootle around your park, is it?
No, it's not. Last weekend was a clear example of the three different types of challenge there are: the physical, mental and emotional. My sons all came up on Friday and joined me for 2 days, and on Saturday we had to get over Pennine Way. Pennine Way is almost vertical, and I do not think on my own I would have made it. On the Sunday they went home. And for somebody who's generally pretty comfortable in their own company, rarely feeling alone, all of a sudden I was the loneliest person in the world. And if anybody, I think, has spoken to me for 20 minutes, half an hour after they left, I would have just dissolved into tears. Because possibly the hardest thing about this is actually missing my wife, who I love intensely, and I wasn't expecting to miss quite as much as I do.
Oh, well, I'm sure she's happy to hear that, Simon. So is the physical challenge and the mental challenge, is that all part and parcel of what ultimately makes this such a positive healing process, do you think, for people?
Ultimately, I'm doing this because I believe that the outdoors is their best value resource for positive mind health, mental health, and there's a lot of decisions and discovery to be made. And I'm discovering that it's about people. It's all about people, the support that you need. As I mentioned, driving over Pennine Way today when I've lost my sleeping bag, and it's people that I don't know that are helping me out. It doesn't matter where you are, I think it's people that make everything. You know, however we want to look at it, it's people that give us the choices. And if you need help, you need to ask for it.
Simon Pollard, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Hiya, Simon here. Saturday the 14th of September, setting out from Middleton. Appropriately dressed, got my blue bandana, my blue frock coat, as well as my pack. The rain's threatening to come in from all directions, but after all yesterday's excitement, feeling loved, feeling cool to be back on the path, and it was right to be back in the frock coat weather. So anyway, nearer now to the end than the beginning, nearer to my wife than I was. Yeah, cool day. So let's get this right. I'd planned to stay in the youth hostel in Langdon Beck. They wouldn't let me in. Then my sleeping bag went pop. So thankfully it was on a day where I was in the hotel because I had the BBC interviews. That allowed us time to put out calls on Facebook and to people I know and see if we could get something sorted. Didn't lose the part of me done walking. As a result of that, I found some people who went and got me a sleeping bag, but they needed to know where to meet me. Then a lady got in touch and said, I work at the Langdon Beck Hotel. That was Lucy. And can I help? And I said, well, can I stay there in the grounds? And she said, yeah, that should be fine. So I went there so I could meet the people with the sleeping bag, and I now have a place to stay. Thank you, youth hostel. Whilst I'm there, the Hells Angels arrive. And that means I collect 55 quid. That was awesome. That was scary, but that's the time to stand up. Because of that, the people in the hotel realised what I was doing. The hotel donated 40 quid and paid for all the food I ate yesterday. One of the members of staff, Emma, she gave me a tenner. That was phenomenal. Got into my sleeping bag that evening and took clothes off. That doesn't happen very often, or hasn't happened to date. So that was amazing. And this morning, Chris has just driven me back to the Pennine Way. That's Jane's son. And he's donated 20 quid as well. So I've taken a huge amount of money for the challenge, for the Baton of Hope and for Slow the Mind, all because the sleeping bag broke and the youth hostel wouldn't put me up.
Yeah.
Hi, Simon here, on the way up to Crossfell. I'm sure the view from up there will be better, but have a look at this one, eh? Now when you compare today to yesterday, yesterday I tried to see high Tom Gill Nick thing, sorry, and I ended up drowned rat. Because it wasn't heavy enough to get dressed for rain until I was already too wet. But these are the moments where you walk the Pennine Way. If you've been following the cause and you'd like to donate, please do, because every penny could save a life. Oh yeah, it's Simon here. I am on Crossfell, the highest point on the Pennine Way. And on a day like today, it is glorious. You can see Scotland. I told you can see the Solway Firth. Looks to me like you can see the whole world. And after yesterday's rain across High Tom Gill, everything is forgiven. Absolutely unreal. Met some lovely people and some lovely conversations, and I'm around about 168 miles according to my calculations, so the miles remaining are now in single figures. Oh, sometimes you just have to say, yeah, it's all right. Oh yeah, Simon here once again, I'm on kind of slight diversion because after Garrigill, when you get to the bridge across the South Tyne, it's shut. But I met a lady earlier and said if you keep going, there's a bridge, another bridge, and you can take that across and it'll take you back to the path. But what I have given me is this wonderful, wonderful little spot in which to have my lunch and have a cup of tea and have a bit of time out and chill. So, yeah. If you're going to have a diversion, have it in a wonderful place because then you can make the most of it. Anyway, just want to be aware of. Bye. Good afternoon, Simon here. So here I am, I'm in Alston. I'm at the youth hostel, taking a day out. It's been a really cool day out. I've made some running repairs to the tent. Don't want those poles sliding through, so that's been pretty cool. Put a new lace into my boots. I've checked through my food supplies. I've replaced my anorak triggle as the laminate was coming off the last one. That's the 3 things now. And just planning a route for the rest of it. So yeah, feeling pretty chilled. The back's enjoying the rest, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the Pennine Way now. I'm just hoping that the weather stays maybe a little cooler than it is now, but yeah, no rain. No rain will be good. Anyway, it's a good feeling. I'm really happy to be here and enjoying this experience, and wishing those out there today the best experience possible. See some of you soon. Oh, and those people I've met who've been really helpful and donated, thank you very much indeed. Cheers. That's Simon. Bye for now. Oh yeah, Simon here. I'm at Epiacum Roman Fort. I've always loved Roman stuff. Been at Hadrian's Wall many times, so I'll be catching up with a lot of locations in the next couple of days. But the sun's come out and it's beautiful. Have a look at this countryside. I'm into Northumberland, county number 4. Spent the last couple of nights at the youth hostel in Alston, staying as a guest of Matt, who has been absolutely awesome. What a fantastic place to stay, think, read, write and recharge. And yeah, it's lovely to have weather like this, to be able to catch up with some of those Roman bits and pieces. Cool. I did my history project at school on Hadrian's Wall, would you believe? And I've still got that project now. Yeah, lovely time out on the Pennine Way at Epiacum Fort. Thank you.
You last night.
Hi, Simon here. It's the 19th of September, day 20 of the Pennine Way Challenge. I'm on the banks of the South Tyne and it's beautiful. Oops. I'm about to have my second cup of tea made from the water of the South Tyne. It's a short day today, so I'm taking a bit of time out. I've seen the first Roman fort, which has been pretty spectacular, and we're kind of getting ready to pull into the final stretch. Narsdale to Greenhead today. Pitched, showered and booked into the hotel for dinner later. Where is everybody? I haven't seen a Pennine Way walker since Monday when I went over Cross Fell. So if anybody would like to come along to the hotel in Greenhead tonight and have a chat, swap some stories, that would be absolutely fantastic. Need to say a couple of thank yous. Still can't get over how amazingly awesome the Langdon Beck Hotel was last Saturday. Need to thank Matt at the youth hostel in Alston. And if you're there, Matt, please take yourself in. The youth hostel in Alston is phenomenal. Stayed there for 2 nights, took a day out, and it's the most calm, restful, chilled place I could imagine, and it was exactly what I needed. Thank you to Phil Thorne for putting on the quiz last night, and they raised over £100 for the cause, so that's absolutely fantastic. And 1 or 2 people have made independent donations as well. But yeah, if you're anywhere near Greenhead, come and say hello this evening, because it's getting lonely. Where is everybody? Talk soon. Take care. Bye. Hi, Simon here. I'm up on Hadrian's Wall above Horfield on the Pennine Way. Now, when you take on board the fact that we've got Hadrian's Wall here, it's phenomenal. Met some lovely people today. There's Poppy, who's walking the Hadrian's Wall path, and Chris and his mate, who are 2 army instructors taking children from deprived areas of Manchester out to give them experiences of the outdoor world, opportunities to learn and grow. That was phenomenal. But I've been struggling the last couple of days, been really low, anxiety's been kicking in. And I told them what I was doing, why I was doing it, and they both said, well man, respect what you're doing, and gave me an official army salute. And you know, the Sundays, with those little acts of generosity, count for so much. Yeah, Simon walking the Pennine Way, raising money and awareness for the work into mental health and suicide prevention with the Baton of Hope and Slow the Mind CIC. Simon here, I'm in Bellingham. Done a distance today. Been having to slow down because can't get to Coat home before Saturday, and that's been doing my head in. So I had a plan A and a plan B for today. Plan A was Bellingham and Plan B was the campsite not far off, halfway. I met a lovely lady called Harriet this morning before I left Twice Brewed, and we had a good old chat. And as most people do, she overtook me just past Hadrian's Wall, the leaving of Hadrian's Wall. And then I caught her up and we spent the day walking together, and it's been really cool to have some company. And funny enough, I met her at almost exactly the point where I had to go Plan A or Plan B. So I took that as a sign for Plan A. Going to be resting here tomorrow before I have the kind of final push starting on Tuesday, which would be pretty cool. Then I know I can do the distance. So it's been cool seeing Hadrian's Wall from the other side. It's been cool to do some distance, and looking forward to pushing on to the end. Hiya, Simon here. I'm in Burness. I'm at the Forest View. Walkers in. Gonna have a last civilised night before we push into the wilds of the Cheviots for the last 3 days. I'm seriously looking forward at this point to meeting up with my wife again on Saturday, and also Mike with the Baton of Hope and my trusty stick, which is just behind me. Been representing the baton for the last 3.5 weeks, will be replaced briefly by the baton itself. How cool is that going to be? So close now, 25 miles to go, 2 nights. And yeah, I'll leave you to decide whether or not I'm looking forward most to seeing my wife or catching up with the baton. So anyway, take care, talking to you soon. Going to enjoy a really nice meal this evening and a breakfast, I think. And check in again tomorrow.
Mr. Whiskers had a dream about you last night.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how great I am. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
I got this sweet job coming up. How about this?
Simon here, somewhere near Windial. I was going to record this when I was in the sunshine, which I was about 5 seconds ago. I spent last night there. The only single refuge after 6 hours of wind and rain. It was like a palace. It really was like a palace. Today, there's no rain, so it's really, really cool. I'm so close to the end. I'm so close to catching up with my wife again, who's German, knows my gun. Today, it's amazing. Pretty much 260 something miles done. It's pretty damn cool. Can't wait to catch up with people tomorrow. Hiya, I'm in Orcope Refuge Hut. It's the penultimate day of Pennine Way challenge. It's been a really tough, mud, squelchy, slippery, slidey, up, down, steep day that's absolutely exhausting.
Do you know what? I've got one night here in this hut, and then I've got the last stretch tomorrow, and I'm going to go see my wife Julian. I haven't seen her for a month, and hopefully the baton will be there, and yeah, we're coming to an end. Cool.
Good morning, it's Simon here. It's Saturday the 28th of September. It's the last day of my Pennine challenge. And, well, this is what I've woken up to. The wind has dropped, the sun's coming out, and it looks like it's going to be the most amazing day to end on. A bit like the one that I had at the beginning to start on. I'd like to thank all those people who have helped me through this challenge. I've had to replace my rucksack, I've had to replace my sleeping bag, and I've had to replace my CAG, my waterproof coat. But there have been people who've shown me incredible kindness, incredibly helpful, and been incredibly lovely. And I'd like to say thank you very much to all and everybody on what's been one of the hardest things I've ever done. I didn't know there were so many different kinds of hard. But you know what, I've met them all, and I've faced them all, and I'm going to walk out the Cheviots a different person to the one that walked at Kinder Scout. So thank you so much, and you cannot imagine how much I'm looking forward to seeing my wife, Simon, checking out for now. Thank you. Top of the Shill. A bit windier up here. Take a look at this. It's a bit like the top of Crossfell. I just feel like you can see everywhere. Real peak before I descend to 30 home and my wife.
So there he is on the last leg, just approaching the border hotel. So give a wave, Simon. But he's actually got to go round the side. There is an actual finish line. So we're just going to cut in so we can actually see the border hotel. So just a few seconds there. So keep going. So there's the actual border hotel where everyone walks. So we'll just follow him down, and I'm sure that when he touches, it's not like the Blarney Stone, that's Irish. So keep going. So can you actually spot this? How amazing is that? The end of the Pennine Way. Well done, Simon, my darling husband. So proud.
So, having now completed the Pennine Way, all 268 miles of it, there's been an awful lot of learning that's gone on. And there's two things that I think are most important. The first one is, if you say you're going to do something, do it. Said I was going to walk the Pennine Way, and I've done it. Never let yourself or anyone else down. Second, if you need help, you've got to ask. I've had 2 or 3 examples during this walk where I really needed help. I've asked and I've got it. Whatever the problem is, if you need help, ask. And if you've been asked, please remember rule 1. So that's Simon at the end of the Pennine Way in Kirkyairnholm. Yeah, don't let yourself down. If you need help, ask for it. Thank you. So finished exactly 12 o'clock in Kirkyairnholm, 4 weeks and 2 hours after I started in Edale. It's a real shame the Baton of Hope is not able to be with us, but I'm going to post the picture that I took in Edale that I didn't know I was going to need.
T-shirt. So what are you doing, Simon? What is the first thing you're doing?
I'm getting these clean boots off.
And where will you actually be putting them? You could actually walk over and show everyone where you're going to be putting them.
At the moment, I'm going to put them on the partner boots.
And how are you actually feeling?
No bloody idea.
So the boots that Simon's taken off, there is actually, you can see around the corner where the walkers all put their boots. Because, like you said, they are not waterproof whatsoever. So the flip-flops are going on.
I'm going to clear the pub with these feet.
So literally, how are you feeling? You have done amazing. Absolutely amazing, my darling. Your legs look skinnier, I know that.
It's the thighs, they lost weight.
Right, pick the boots. Tell everyone where we're going to put them. Oh, did you catch that? Baton of Hope. He's got the T-shirt on. Yep, we can hold them. What about your little bag? Okay, so walking over. Here we go. 268 miles. So to join the pile for the finish of the Pennine Way. Well done. Take a bow. Yay!